Hi, my friends. Today we're going to read a story about two friends. This story is such a good story. It's written by a very famous author and illustrator named Lauren Long. And the title of this book is Otis. And if you look at the front cover, you'll see a little tractor. That little tractor, his name is Otis. And he's got a little friend here. It's a calf. Calf is a baby cow. Now, the illustrations in this book are a little bit dark. It's a little bit hard to see, but the story is so good. Miss Hilaire wants you to hear it, okay? So keep your eagle eye out so that you can see everything in the illustrations. Let's read this book about two friends called Otis. There was once a friendly little tractor. Do you see him? His name was Otis. And every day Otis and his farmer worked together, taking care of the farm they called home. Otis liked to work. And I can tell that because if I use my eagle eyes, I see that he's smiling. And he's helping the farmer. It looks like they're getting ready to plant something there. So we've got a happy tractor and a farmer. After working all day, Otis was ready to unwind and play. He would ride the rolling hills or go down by the mud pond and the corn. And again, look at his face, friends. I see a smile. That tells me he's happy. He would leap over bales of hay and explode through haystacks. He's having a lot of fun. On occasion, he would chase a rabbit or play ring around the rosy with the ducks. And at the end of the day, he would just sit under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Now, I know that illustration is very dark, but can you see the little tractor sitting under the big apple tree? Every night, Otis was tired but happy. He would puff into the little stall in the barn that was all his. And there's a big red barn, and I see little Otis going into the barn to rest. So far, our story is a happy story, right? We've got a happy tractor. One night when Otis was sleeping, the farmer brought a beautiful baby calf into the barn. The calf bawled and cried for her mommy. But when she heard the soft puff, puff, puttity-chuff, puff, puff, puttity-chuff, the scared little calf stopped bawling and crying and went to sleep. What the calf is hearing is Otis. It's Otis snoring. Do you see Otis there? He's asleep. And now so is that little calf. All right, so far in our story, we have a farmer. Although he's not a main character, he's a character in the story. We've got Otis, and now we have a little baby calf. From that day on, Otis and the calf became the best of friends. Look, they're dancing and playing. They would play ring around the rosy with each other. I see the baby calf in the middle. I see ducks going around in a circle, and I see Otis going around in a circle. So to me, it looks like Otis and the calf are good friends. Sometimes at the end of the day, the two friends would sit under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Otis loved his little calf, and the little calf loved Otis. Now, do we have any problems in our story yet? No, we've got two happy characters. But then something changed. One day, the farmer surprised everybody and brought in a giant, brand new yellow tractor. "Time to move out, Otis," the farmer said. he took Otis out of the barn and put him behind the barn. And then he backed this big yellow tractor into the barn next to the little calf. Oh my, look at that big tractor's face. Can you see his eyes up here? But more importantly, look at Otis's face. How does Otis feel? He's sad. I wonder how the little calf is going to feel about this. Poor Otis. He stayed behind the barn so long, big weeds started to grow around him. And the little calf missed him. Look at the little calf, everybody. Can you see? She's got a little tear in her eye. She misses her friend Otis. One day the little calf was very sad, and she went out walking in the fields. You see her there walking? She walked past the corn straight to the mud pond. Now a mud pond just means a big circle of dark gooey mud. But what's going to happen when she gets to the mud? What do you predict? Will it be a good thing or a not good thing? Oh dear. Well, here's what happened, friends. She got stuck. The farmers tried to pull her out of the mud. Do you see her down there? She's stuck. I see farmers with a rope trying to pull, but she's stuck. And then the farmer brought that big yellow tractor. Do you see the big yellow tractor? But that scared the little calf, and she wiggled around and she got even deeper down into the mud. Oh dear. Now here's our problem. Now our story has a problem. The yellow tractor coming started the problem. But here's the big problem. The little calf is stuck in the mud. And the farmers can't get her out. And the big yellow tractor couldn't get her out. Then they called the fire department. Look at this illustration. I see a fire truck. I see firefighters. They're trying to get the little calf out too, but she got scared even more, and she sank down into the mud even more. And then the little calf heard a sound. And look who's coming down the hill. Put, puff, puttity-chuff, puff, puff, puttity-chuff. It's Otis. Now the illustration is so tiny. But can you see little Otis coming? Here he comes. What do you think Otis is going to do to help this little calf get out of the mud? The great big tractor couldn't help. The great big fire truck couldn't help. But guess what, friends? Otis was smart, and he had an idea. He came up very closely to the mud. He looked at his little friend, and he started to go around and around and around the mud. I wonder why. He kept circling and circling and circling. Do you see him there? Going around and around and around. There's the calf, stuck in the mud, but there's Otis. Guess what? Every time Otis went around the mud, it loosened up the little calf because the calf would watch him. And that helped the calf get out of the mud. Let's turn the page. The picture's a little easier to see that. Do you see the calf? She was able to get out of the mud. And everybody cheered. Everybody clapped. Look at Otis's face. Otis had an idea, and he helped his friend, the little calf. Everybody was so happy. There was a big parade into town. I see the farmers. I see the big yellow tractor. I see a fire truck, firefighters, and at the front of the parade, I see the little calf and Otis. Oh, what a good friend. And you know what these two friends did? Every day they would go sit under that apple tree together and they would watch the farm below. And the last two words of text in this story say the end. The end. Did you like that book, friends? I love this book. I wish the pictures weren't so dark, but this story is such a good story. Because what do friends do, everybody? Do friends help each other? Yes. And Otis and the little calf were very, very good friends.